Hey, Phantomaniacs! Welcome to the newest Needless Unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are taking a look at the ultimate Ghost Face action figure from NECA. I love the simplicity of the front of this box. It's just the Ghost Face mask, which, by the way, I don't... When did they start calling him Ghost Face, like, officially? I don't even... It was, for years, it was just Scream Guy or Scream Mask. I don't know. But anyway... side of the box, got a nice little shot with the voice changer and the knife. Ghost Face by NECA. Back of the box, the icon of Halloween returns with this brand new Ultimate Edition action figure featuring over 25 points of articulation and real fabric cloak. You can see some product stuff. Mask glows in the dark. That was a huge selling point for me. They also released this figure in the retro cloth figure, like sort of Mego style, which would generally be my preference, but considering this one actually has a soft goods cloak, plus all of the accessories, this was the one to buy for me. Bottom of the box, you can see those credits that I find to be such an important part of NECA's products. I love that you can actually see all of the artists that came together to create this incredible toy, or presumably incredible toy. We'll find out in a minute when we open it up. And then you have the window box design, so you can open that front panel up, get a nice product shot, and then you take a look at all of the stuff that this thing comes with. Really awesome. This is one of the cooler ultimate figures that NECA has done, and we're going to take a look at it right now. A close-up look. Take out our trusty 1964 box cutter, slice right through that piece of tape. Always open from the bottom. It really doesn't matter at all in the least, but always open from the bottom, because we're just going to throw that box out anyway, right? Speaking of which, let's pull that insert out and see what we've got here. Just a shot of, I believe, the back door of Drew Barrymore's house, right? Is that right? Or is that just some random back door? Who knows, but it's a cool backdrop for the figure that, again, you're just going to toss away. Figure itself in the nice plastic tray. Each of the accessories is securely fastened into the box, potentially with no tape directly touching them, which would be great. All right, let's see how many different panels we've got here to remove. There might not be any there is no tape involved at all. Look at that. Everything is just seated securely in place with little pressure tabs. Is that the right word? I don't know. No tape. I love it. I love it. Well done, NECA. Again, we've got to give a lot of credit to the people who designed the packaging for these toys. They're some of the unsung heroes of toy production, I think. All right. Now, the other thing we're going to want to check, I'm just going to dump all this out so we can take a look at the back of the tray. And it looks like no twist ties either. So new for 2021, although this came out in 2020, but you know what I'm saying. No twist ties, no tape. Way to go, NECA. Let's pop these heads out. And finally, the voice changer. And then the figure itself. Set all that business aside and take a look at what we've got here. I think it's interesting that this is a full head and that these aren't just replaceable masks. It doesn't really matter, but just interesting thing to note. The hood, simple hood, but there is a wire in the top here so that you've got a little bit of option as to how to seat it, and then the wire goes down through the front as well so that it looks right on the figure. It's not necessarily even so you can pose it, it's just so that it sits correctly on that face. Because I tell you what, action figure hoods, it's just really, really hard to do. This fabric at this scale is just hard to manage, and there's no way around it. You can see all of the detail. I'm not going to push the joints too hard right now in this video because I've had a lot of breakages recently. So I don't want to tempt fate with this guy, but you can feel there are double jointed elbows under there. And usually one side of the double joint moves really nicely and the other one requires some loosening. Not the case on this arm. This one doesn't want to move at all. So I'm going to hit that with the hot air gun after the video and loosen those up, and they'll be just fine. You can feel, well, I'll go ahead and just pull that up. Woo! Oh, look at that buck. That's hilarious. There's no reason for this to be anything other than these pieces of plastic and this right here. Like, why? Because you're not going to take that robe off. There's no reason to whatsoever. It's great. So we've got the sculpted trousers here and shoes, but then up here, why put any more into this than is necessary? I love it. As a matter of fact, I would imagine this is probably the same part that's under all of their figures, but they just usually have sculpted crotch pieces for the top of the trousers and then sculpted shirts, like sort of rubber or soft plastic shirts that lay over this torso piece. So this is actually really interesting. This is the first time we're seeing what is likely NECA's standard torso piece. With a really good range of motion, and in this instance, unrestricted by that soft plastic shirt that's normally on top of these figures. So very cool. What a neat thing to be able to take a look at. All right, let's pull that robe. I apologize, Ghost Face. I didn't mean to impinge upon your dignity by exposing you to the world. Face looks great. Absolutely fantastic. The mask is spot on. It's such a legendary, iconic mask at this point. I think it would be hard to mess up, really. You've got the hand, the right hand. Hang on just a second. It looks like the robe is stuck on the bottom of that glove a little bit. Let me see if I can't push that up. Oh my gosh. I hope we're not going to have our first tear in needless unboxing history. I'm just going to leave that alone for right now. But you can see you've got the, move those accessories aside so we can get a little camera action going on here. The posed open hand, ready to grip the assortment of knives that we have here. Or maybe grip something else, because that didn't seem to fit. And then the hand to hold the voice changer. Now, I will say this. We've taken a look at the figure. We've seen the great articulation here. The knees are not double jointed, which there's really no reason for them to be. They have a single joint, but then it's got that rotation right at the top there. And then the foot, NECA is still evolving their ankle joints. You get a little bit of a bend there. It's a little tight. I'll heat that up later, but then the rotation is very nice. So figure-wise, figure looks great. I love the fabric of the cloak. It's got a great feel to it. It looks great at this scale. The little hanging bits dangle nicely. He's almost like an evil ultimate warrior or something. Oh, speaking of which, you get a couple of these and you could have the Gargano family's little backup, right? There's a Candice LeRae figure coming out soon. You need it. But great. The figure does everything you need it to do, but mostly it looks ghost-facey and has a great robe. So it's wonderful. We've got the scythe, and I haven't revisited the Scream movies in a little while. I don't remember exactly which one the scythe is from, but, why not have a scythe? It looks great. The blade has nice paint deco on it, wear and tear. It looks old and cruddy. I love the way they've got it fixed up here. All that sculpted detail just looks really, really nice. And even the handles have those little metal bands securing them in place. Awesome piece, great piece. I don't think I'll probably display him with it because a knife is kind of the way to go, but it's cool. I'm glad I've got it. I've got the sort of standard bloody butcher knife. Great detail on that. Looks really, really good. The knife that is possibly sort of a hunting knife, and maybe, I don't know if it's this one. Let's try and get a good look at that. Or this one that's more like the one that came with the McFarlane figure. I think it's that other one. But again, another sort of hunting style knife with a nice wood grain hilt, nice blood effect. Just looks really, really good. Got alternate hands with a different sculpt there to hold a different thing. And then one more hand sculpted differently to hold something else. And then the voice changer Great detail on that. You can see the little spot on the back where it is meant to go into. Let's see, I'm not sure if we hold this in that hand. It's not super secure there, but it's okay. Or is it maybe for... No, it's not for this hand because it's not going to fit in that one at all. Sorry, I got out of frame there. I'm a little rusty, you guys. It's been a couple of weeks. But anyway, we've got the voice changer. Here's my problem. How do you... Oh, I didn't take a look at the heads. I'll talk about the heads before I get to my problem. Okay, so we've got standard mask. We've got bloody mask. And not the... I kind of wish just for fun they'd thrown in one of those cheapo knockoff bleeding masks like you see at like Walgreens and stuff where it has the clear cover and you do a little pump and it pumps blood through the mask. I kind of wish they'd done one of those just to be silly. But very cool, bloody mask. The, I guess, aged mask. I think this is from the most recent one, but it looks great. Tremendous sculpted detail. Looks really very reminiscent of the most recent Halloween, even though that movie came after this Scream. Interesting to note. Well, and also Rob Zombie's Halloween with the wear on the mask. I like this sort of old latex mask look. And then finally, the glow-in-the-dark mask. And if you'll give me just a second here, I'll show you exactly how well this thing glows. All right, hopefully it's charged up enough. Look at the green radiating off of that face. How wild is that? That's crazy. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Look at that. That is some wild glowing there. I am super impressed. This might be the glowingest glow-in-the-dark thing that we've taken a look at here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. This is beautiful. This is the mask that's going on, 100%. Like I said, it was a big selling point for me that it had a glow-in-the-dark mask. But you guys, this is the one. All right, let's turn the lights back on. This is creepy. Okay, so what I've got to ask here is why didn't this figure come with a phone? Makes no sense to me whatsoever. And that makes two figures recently that should have come with phones and didn't, and that's Ghost Face and Negasonic Teenage Warhead from the Deadpool set. I don't understand why he doesn't have a phone. It really doesn't make any sense to me. And I feel like it's weird because it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal because that's his thing. I don't know. All right, let's see here. I want to get at least one of these knives into this hand before we wrap this thing up. And there we go. Knife fits into the hand very nicely. Obviously, that is the corresponding knife for that hand. I know I said I wasn't going to bend that elbow, but I've got to get my shot for the feature, right? I've got to have that little, what is it called? The cover shot or whatever it is. And I think that's going to be it right there. Take a look at Ghost Face. You guys, this is a fantastic figure. Personally, it's one of my favorite Ultimates that NECA has done. One of the best that they've done. Go out and get it right now. I think it's awesome. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned to the Needless Things YouTube channel.